Hi, I'm George Lovato Jr., and this is If Your Car Could Talk with Morty Fletcher, president of Santa Fe Kia. Morley, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you, George?
Great. Listen, we're going to talk trade today and value, and I'm not going to call it a car. I'm going to call it an asset because it's an asset.
It is.
We're spending a lot of money on our cars these days. I just bought one from you. I love my Carnival. But I treat it like an asset, and I always have. Coming from the car industry, that's what I've done. So I'm going to talk, I want you to talk a little bit about the elements that affect the value of your asset when you're ready to trade it in. What are the things that an owner can do to maintain value, get the most for his trade when he comes back to see you to buy a new car? What are those things that really affect, that they can actually affect and have impact on with their asset?
Well, George, that's really a twofold question that you just asked me. There are things that we as consumers can do to protect or to keep the value of our asset at a higher than average level. But there are things that affect the value of that asset that we as consumers have no control over whatsoever. So let's first talk about what can people do. Maintaining your vehicle, first and foremost. Kia has a maintenance schedule. It tells you exactly at what mileage or time intervals that maintenance is to be performed and what the maintenance should be that needs to be performed.
Right.
Whether it's an oil change or we need to do maybe some transmission flush or tire rotations, everything that Kia requires or has within their maintenance schedule, guess where you can find that?
On the app.
On the app. Also in paper book form, there are two different ways to find that. Or
Right.
by calling us at Santa Fe Kia, we can tell you what the mileage intervals are for the model that you have. So doing that routine maintenance makes a huge difference in the value of your vehicle, because then it's what we call the history is no mystery. We know the history. We
Right.
can pull up the maintenance history. We know what's been done with it. And if all the maintenance has been done, we know that the car's been well taken care of. Another thing that can be done is to keep the car clean and free of damage. So if you're washing your car, which at Santa Fe Kia, when people buy vehicles from us, we give them lifetime car washes. So they can come in at whatever point, whether it's for service or just in the middle of the week, and we'll go ahead and take care of cleaning their exterior of their vehicle for them. But free of damage, we all have things that happen
Right.
in parking lots, or, maybe we have a
Little
little
dings.
fender bender, or,
Right.
little stuff.
Scratch.
It's important to have those things taken care of because you don't want the integrity of the vehicle to be compromised, but you also want that vehicle looking good. The better you keep your vehicle in good working condition and visually, then the more value you're going to have when it comes trade-in time.
Right. When you start talking about, little dings and scratches and that sort of thing, dentless, that's a new thing, or not really new, but it's new to me. Dentless repair.
Yeah, paintless dent repair.
Is that worthwhile doing? Is it worth spending the money?
It is, and quite honestly, we do it at our dealership, and many dealerships use paintless dent repair for little dings and dents and things like that, because you don't have to break the paint, so you don't do anything to compromise the integrity of your paint, the factory paint that's on there that was baked at a very high temperature. So it's definitely a value to do.
Dynamite. The interesting thing is I noticed that the paint quality on cars is getting better. And we'll come back after this message. We got to pay some bills here, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But I'm very happy with the paint job on my Carnival. I think it's gorgeous.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that.
You did a good job on selling me on that. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi folks, Morty Fletcher here, owner of Santa Fe Kia. You know, at Santa Fe Kia, we like the byline of Santa Fe Kia is where we treat you different. Some reasons why. I'm remodeling our facility to make it better for our customers. Our salespeople treat people with respect and the way they'd like to come and purchase a vehicle. That's why at Santa Fe Kia, it's where we treat you different.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Welcome back to If Your Car Could Talk with President of Santa Fe Kia, Morty Fletcher. I'm George Lovato Jr. And Morley, we left off on the things that you could control. Now there's things about the value of your asset that you may not be able to control. So talk a little bit about that.
There's absolutely things that are out of our control as a consumer when it comes to the value of our vehicle. And some of those things are market conditions. Mm-hmm. Market conditions can change just like with vehicles, just like any other product. So if there's a lot of vehicles on the market, then obviously supply and demand, we have more supply than demand, then the value would be a little bit less. On the opposite side of that, if there are limited number of vehicles on the market, used car market, then the values would increase. And some people have had to deal with that through COVID and the inventories and the cost of used cars being more than what they had been. So market conditions are big. Mm-hmm. Colors of vehicles. You know, some people like, you know, the Barney purple from years gone by, or the greens and the different colors. They may go out of style. And it's not our fault that we liked that color. So it's really not our fault that our vehicle's worth less because it's got that color.
What about the discontinuation of a specific model? Does that help or hinder?
That is a big deal as well. And it could help, it could hinder.
The Pontiac GTO.
The Pontiac GTO. How about the Audi 5000? Yeah. How about the Ford Explorer when it came to the Firestone tires? Had nothing to do with the vehicle, but the tires and the press. The press has a lot to do with the value of vehicles. We have no control over that ourselves. The press does, and who are they to say? They just report on it, right? Right. So there are all of these extenuating circumstances that are out of our control. So it's extremely important that the things that are in our control, we take care of and are very diligent about, knowing that other things could come up that we can't control.
Can you, is there a way to communicate to the public about these changes that they can't control that are happening? Is there something that you can put on your website or something? Because I think that's an important point, the things you can't control.
Well, we're going to talk in the next episode or two about how to buy a vehicle, and people don't really understand how leasing works. But when you lease a vehicle, you take all of those things that are not in your control and you get rid of them, and you make them the bank's responsibility. So we'll talk about that in a future episode.
Dynamite.
But it's a great way to take care of that.
Dynamite. Interiors. On my new Carnival, I have a very nice leather interior, but I tend to keep cars longer than I've told you about my 2000 Ford F-350 with 161,000 miles on it. And I just reupholstered the interior, put new padding down, feels like brand new again. Is that something, when you're keeping your cars longer, how do you take care of that? And what are the important things you need to do to make it look good when you drive it up to the dealer to trade it in?
Well, some of the things that are offered in the automobile industry on the dealer level are protectants. The dealers and we do at our dealership, we offer interior and exterior protectants. Those protectants will seal and take care of and help to preserve fabric, leather, vinyls, plastics, carpets, so that it will help to keep the possibility of stains to a minimum, but then also keep the appearance brighter and
Yeah.
less faded looking.
We're in New Mexico.
We have a lot of sun here. Over 300 days of sunshine. And,
Yeah.
and unless we're
Window
very-
tinting?
Window tinting is great. Using the windshield screen protector is, a very, very inexpensive way. Just be diligent about it to keep the sun damage at a minimum. Because again, like the exterior of the vehicle, the interior of the vehicle, there are a lot of things that we contend with here in New Mexico that other states, say Oregon and Washington with 6 months of rain and doom and gloom, they don't have to deal with. But here in New Mexico, we do. So
Rust over there, no rust over here.
exactly. And window tinting, keep that sun UV levels to a minimum. Windshield screen when you leave your
Do you
vehicle
do those
parked.
at the dealership?
We do.
Yeah. Okay.
We do.
Great.
And we do the protectants for all the interior and
And is that
exteriors
something
as
you
well.
do on a monthly, an annual? What?
No, it's a one-time thing. It's a one-time thing. And it comes with its own warranties and things like that. When you get into situations where we talk about replacing foam padding and seats because we're wearing the seats out and that kind of thing, that's not something that anything can do. However, all of that is covered under the 5-year, 60,000-mile warranty that you get when you buy the vehicle new. But anything over and above that,
Great value. Great value.
it's a great value. But anything over and above that, then that's on the consumer, unless you buy an extended service contract, which many of our customers do. I buy them on things that I purchase, just because I know and I see what happens.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you deal with it every day, and it's an insurance. It's a future expense that you're paying for. I always have seen the value in that. I like the idea of knowing that I'm not going to get a shock loss.
Right.
Same thing with a home warranty. It's the
Home
same.
warranties,
Yeah.
health insurance, life insurance, any of the insurances that insure against something futuristic happening.
Right.
Cars are the same thing, and it's the second largest purchase someone's going to make. So you'd want to protect that
It's
for
an
as long
asset.
as possible.
It's
That's
an
right.
asset.
That's
It's an
right.
asset. We'll be right back. We're going to pay some bills with a few commercials here, and we're going to talk more about how to trade your car with Morty Fletcher, Santa Fe Kia. Bye-bye.
Next in line. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We're back. If your car could talk with Morty Fletcher of Santa Fe Kia. I'm George Lovato, and we're talking about your asset. Your second most expensive purchase in your lifetime is going to be your car. First is your home, obviously. And Morley has made a pretty significant investment in his building. And how is that coming along now?
Well, sure, there's some people out there that have remodeled or built things
Sure.
in the past, and it never goes exactly according to plan.
True.
But we're getting through it, and we're getting closer and closer to moving into the new space. I think it's looking great, and where we're at on St. Michael's and the St. Michael's corridor, definitely the
Dealership Row.
best new looking place place on the street there.
Yeah.
But we're getting closer and closer.
And this is Kia's new look,
This
right?
is Kia's new look. They're having all of the dealers in the country go to this new look. I needed to remodel my dealership anyway, so it was kind of a no-brainer for me. But I definitely got an indoctrination to what
Yeah.
general contracting was all about.
2 lanes of service now.
2 lanes of
instead one.
service. Yeah, we historically have had 1 lane, 1 car deep. Customers would drive right into the shop, and you'd have all the air ratchet noise and the tires being busted down and all kinds of craziness happening. But now it's a brand new 2-lane service drive. You drive right in, door opens, drive right in, door closes behind you. Doesn't matter what's going on with the weather, because you're going to be either cool or warm, and it's going to be a quiet environment, and it'll allow people to walk right into the waiting area if they're waiting, or walk right out the door to the shuttle and get a ride.
I've noticed in the last 10 years particularly that service is really being promoted within a new car dealership, because it's the place to go. It's where all the OEM information is. It's where you come to get your checks, and also, you'd mentioned this in the last show, that you keep the records electronically on the maintenance of that vehicle that you sold that customer.
Yeah.
Which adds value. But talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, exactly. It used to be that people like to go to independent shops because it was less expensive. Everybody's looking to save
Sure.
a buck, and honestly, I do the same thing. But the way that I approach the whole situation is from the perspective of a consumer, because I am a consumer. I'm an independently owned dealership. We're family owned. It's my wife and I, and our oldest son is working with us. He's one of our master technicians in the
He's
shop.
certified, yeah.
Certified master technician, and so it's a family business. We support the community, and I want to come at this in the fact that everybody needs to get the value for their dollar. So the way that I price everything in my service department, I survey the market, our local market, and our local market being Santa Fe and Albuquerque and Los Alamos, and
Sure.
what others are charging within the market, and I try and price myself at or a little bit less than everybody else, including the independent shops.
That's an important distinction.
I believe so. I believe so, and it's been difficult for us to get that point across to people, because historically, a dealership
Right.
is the most expensive place to go, when actually we're not.
You're not.
We're
and
not.
You're competitive in the marketplace where you sit. That's interesting, because I think that's probably been the biggest perception people have had, is that I'm going to pay a heck of a lot more if I go to the dealership. But in this case, no. I mean, you're staying competitive with the guy down the street, including other dealers and other independent shops. That's an important distinction.
And George, the interesting thing is that comes with everything, with oil changes, with tire rotations, with buying a new set of tires. I mean, oftentimes people would not look to a dealership to buy new tires because they thought, oh, they don't do tires, it's going to be more expensive. I am competitively priced, and oftentimes less than the tire businesses out there. So the people that
That's
do
good to
just
know.
tires for a living,
Right.
I am beating their prices based on comparable tires.
You said something one time we were traveling together up to Colorado, and you'd mentioned it one time before, and I think this is important too for people to understand. You don't mark up the sticker. There's no premium that you add to your sticker on your new car sales like other dealers do. And talk about why you don't do that, because we're talking about trade-in value here.
Yeah, it's called an added dealer markup, is
Okay.
what some dealers choose to put on their cars, and it's just nothing more than profit over and above what the manufactured suggested retail price of the vehicle is, or the window sticker. When COVID happened and inventories were very, very low, and there was a high demand and low supply, so there were some dealers that decided that maybe they were going to price their vehicles accordingly. And I looked at it and I thought, well, herein lies the problem. See, we're in this for the long haul. I'm going to be around for a long time with our dealership, and I felt that if people were paying more than what that window sticker was, then when they came to trade their vehicle 2-3 years later, they would come in to see me, and because about 80% of our customers finance their vehicles, they're going to owe more on the vehicle than what it's actually worth. And I thought, well, this is just going to exacerbate that problem because they're paying more than the value of the vehicle or the true value of the vehicle when they're buying it.
Right.
So why would I sell someone something now knowing that 2 to 3 years from now they were going to be upset with me and I was not going to retain them as a customer?
I would have never thought of it that way. I would have never thought of it that way. I would have looked at it from the short perspective, saying, hey, I'm marking it up another $3 or $5 or whatever $1,000 you're marking it up. But it will affect the trade value at a later date.
Absolutely will, absolutely will. And because, such a large number of people finance their vehicles, hey, that whatever the industry people like to call it, being upside down
Right.
or negative equity, which is an oxymoron, or, but that they owe more on the vehicle than what the actual value of the vehicle is.
Right.
Where does that money go? Well, it's got to go on to your new one. Then you're going to have higher payments and you're not
Right.
going to be happy.
Right. You were talking the other day about a person that was buried in their car, where they had bought a car. A couple of years later, they went and traded it. They were upside down in the car they previously bought. Then they just roll it into the next finance contract, the next finance contract. And that person was upside down by $20,000?
Yeah, and there was just nothing that we could do at that point,
Wow.
short of someone coming up with,
A check
large
for-
amount of cash, because there's no reason to get into that position. And again, there are some ways around that. We'll talk in a future episode again about leasing.
About leasing,
that
yeah.
will help people to never be in that situation.
Right, right. That's interesting, and I wanted to bring that up because I think it's directly related to what we're talking about in trading your asset and having you get the most value for it that you can. But when you're buried, you're buried.
It is what it is at that point.
We're going to come back. We got to pay some bills here at If Your Car Could Talk with Morty Fletcher, president of Santa Fe Kia. I'm George Lovato Jr. See you in a few minutes.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Hello there, we're back. If Your Car Could Talk. I'm George Lovato Jr. and this is Morty Fletcher, president of Santa Fe Kia. I wanted to, I brag about my dogs to you. I've been bragging about my Kia to all my friends. They love it. But I'm going to brag a little bit about all the technology that's in it. And I think it's fantastic. some of the things it does. It tells me where the speed cameras are. It tells me when the guy ahead of me is already moved and I'm still stationary at a stoplight. I can go on forever. But tell me what's coming up with Kia in 2026 in terms of changes to various models, new technology, maybe special designations, in the trim packaging. But tell me all about what's coming in 2026.
There's a lot of cool things coming in 26. There are some things that are coming in the mid to end of 26 and beyond that I really can't talk about.
Ah, shoot.
But there are some cool things that are coming that I can. One of the big things that are coming, that is coming to the Kia Telluride, which is by far the most popular Kia on the market.
It's good looking.
It's a great looking vehicle. It's our flagship. They do trim, some different trim packages to them every year. They have the Nightfall package and the X-Line package and the Pro package, and all different kinds of stuff. But for 2026, right about the turn of the year, the Kia Telluride is going to come in an available hybrid engine. So that's going to make a huge difference for people that are looking to save gas or get more range out of their vehicle. So what does that mean? Well, what that means is that in your regular gas engine Kia Telluride, you're going to get somewhere in the 350, 375 miles on a tank full of gas. People talk about, range for
Right.
electric vehicles, but range has always been an issue for vehicles, no matter if they're a gas or ICE engine, they're a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, or an all-electric vehicle. It's all about the range. How far can you go when you're fully charged up, filled up, capable, and ready before you're going to have to refuel, recharge, or whatever the case may be. So when it comes to the Telluride, 350 to 375 range on a gas ICE engine, and on the hybrid, over 500 miles to empty on a full tank of fuel. Still get the vehicle in all-wheel drive. Still have the same interior dimensions. Still have the same power, ability to pass, all of the great safety features, all of the other technology with being able to stay connected while driving, still keeping your eyes on the road, keeping yourself safe. It's just a fantastic addition to an already great vehicle. And I know that I'm a little bit
Biased.
a little bit biased in my opinion of the cars, but I really enjoy the Kia Telluride. Sasha's had a couple of them, and she's actually going to go into another one.
She's going to get a
when the
hybrid when
comes
they come out.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What is your leader seller? What is the one model that just outpaces everybody else?
I'd like to say that it's one model, but it's really not.
It's the brand.
It's the brand. The brand has come such a long way. Our big models in New Mexico are the Sportage, the Sorento, and the Telluride. Those are the top
Telluride.
three big volume selling models because they're just the greatest vehicles that you could have, no matter what you do in New Mexico, because we do so much outdoors.
Fabulous. Well, we're wrapping up our second episode of If Your Car Could Talk. I'm George Lovato Jr. This is Morty Fletcher, president of Santa Fe Kia, and we'll be back next Monday. And we'll have a whole host of new subjects to talk about. So looking forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.